You know, I do feel terribly sorry about this game because, well, it looks very nice, but it kind of fell under the radar because there was a bunch of other nice-looking games coming out around the same time.
Really? What was its competition?
Well, there was Rayman, and
James?
yes,
Why is that lemming wearing armor?
because this is a Lemmings platformer, The Adventures
What?
of Lomax for the PS1.
A lemming spin-off?
Lomax.
Yep, one that's actually relatively playable. You don't have to worry about guiding those useless little shits through thick and thin. You actually have full control of one of them, who can kick ass with his epic spin attack that Crash Bandicoot totally didn't rip off.
Really? This game came before Crash?
I want to say it came out roughly beforehand. Yeah. In fact, actually, let me check the timing between the two. But yeah, The Adventures of
Story.
Actually, yeah, let me check on that real quick. But, like, The Adventure of Lomax, you play as a hero named Lomax who has to save the world from an evil lemmings known as, Evil Ed.
Evil Ed.
I thought it was Evil Ed.
Oh, wait, never mind. This game actually came out roughly around the same time as Crash, my bad. If not a little later, so, yeah, never mind.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lorok, and I'm old and wise. That's why they call me Wise Old Lorok. I'll give you some helpful hints during your adventure, so don't hesitate to ask. Good luck on your Okay.
So basically, Evil Ed has turned all the good lemmings into evil lemmings, and all we have to do is spin them in order to turn them back to good.
Wow.
And watch as
They actually look quite...
watch as they fucking fall off the freaking cliff as always.
Sounds like they're taking the...
Yep. Also, that time that was kind of your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like they're taking the Sam and Max method of hypnotizing.
Yeah. Also, these evil lemmings actually do kind of look gross.
They do look rather intimidating, don't they? But no, they just hop around like total morons. But then again, they have about the same mental capacity as, say, a normal lemming. But thankfully, this one we're playing as is actually rather smart. In that he can actually, avoid falling to his doom from these goddamn cliff sides and, save his kid. So, yeah, his abilities include being able to jump and spin, again, a la Crash Bandicoot, and if he has a helmet, he can throw it like a boomerang.
Wow. And I also thought that was neat, is if you take damage, I don't think... if you have a helmet on, it's like the armor from Ghosts and Goblins, where if you get damaged by it, you don't actually lose health yet. But in this game, if you get damaged, you have the chance to pick up your helmet again and just get that health back.
I don't think it really works like that, but yeah, essentially, yeah, it just fell off. But thankfully, we were able to find another one just like right then and there.
Okay.
But actually, yeah, like. Again, the health system is an awful lot like, say, Ghosts and Goblins or, heck, the Mario games. Like, your helmet is practically your health. If you get hit without it, you pretty much explode in a blaze of glory.
Wow. So you're actually kind of fragile like a normal lemming.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'll give the game this. Lomax's control is actually rather good.
Try pressing down your joypad when you run down a 45-degree slope. Okay, so you'll slide. Or do a roll, whatever. Hype, what are your thoughts on this so far?
Looks nice. Like, I'm trying to think, I'm getting tongue-tied for some reason. You said it came out, like, around the time of Crash. Like, what was the other competition that I had during this time again?
Rayman. I'm trying to remember what else that came out around that same time.
Mario 64-ish?
Yeah, Mario 64 did come out right around that time, and then, heck, you still got stuff like, say, Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo.
So pretty much all of it, with the exception of the first Rayman, proved to be pretty heavy competition for this little guy.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this is all he has to his name. But that being said, the other lemmings themselves did still have a legacy to leave behind, and actually continued onward with more games like it. In fact, funny enough, it's either I think it was sometime after this game where Sony actually bought the rights to the lemmings.
Oh yeah, and didn't they have a revival like PS4 game earlier?
I know there was a game on the PSP and then other lemmings games came from it afterwards.
Alright, and he's just telling us about the helmet thing. What are our counters up there?
Okay, so, let's see. There's the lemmings counter with how many you freed. There's your lives counter, no shit. You have your coins. The top square is basically where you store your helmet, a la Mario World. And on the left side of the screen, it's actually an item counter, once we get further into the game, we actually have certain items that'll help us on our quests, like those little pegs that the lemmings use in order to get from one gap to another.
Nice. Ow. And what? And okay, I see the life counter. Right. Okay. So I'm liking how nice and fluid the animation is, like these sprites or whatever.
Yeah, and the soundtrack's pretty good too.
Okay, bridge building, ability. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
much again. It's
do
pretty
you-
much those pegs, like you see in the Lemmings games, where you get like the peg power up, and you can use that to build like a whole bunch of freaking squares just to get from one side to the other. And if you run out beforehand, you're screwed. Oh shit. Oh yeah, one thing about the water physics. You could drop in there once, and you can jump out safely. But if you fall into the water again without touching the ground, you drown.
Okay, so you get one mercy.
Yeah.
Jump.
Yeah, you get it like that.
There we go. Oh, there's a
He
fish.
died. He died
So-
he died as he lived. A lemming.
So, is there any benefit or points we get to saving more and more lemmings?
I'm not sure. I think it might they might be tied to a lives counter, tied to the lives counter, but I don't know about that. I do know.
Okay.
I know this game also runs on a continue feature because this was before memory cards were under huge circulation, or
Right.
before memory cards were actually a thing. Well, actually, no, they were a thing. It's just that
Yeah.
it was still strange magic to us, kind of like how this game treats itself.
Strange
Yeah.
magic.
So, let's see. Here's not that one. And there's the exit
Strange-
buttons.
yeah,
So,
Strange Ma-
what would you say? So,
Strange Magic was a really stupid
Sorry.
movie, though it did have some nice visuals.
yeah. So, how would you say? Okay, there's our password. So, how long, roughly, and how much would you say this game holds up today?
It's a fairly beefy game, but I would maybe right around the same length as say maybe Mario World, or maybe not as big as Mario World, something close to that. But other than that, I would say this game holds up fairly well. I mean, I can't think of too many really BS things that this game has. In fact, I will say that much: this game is a lot more forgiving than Rayman.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was about to start making Rayman comparisons because the at least the how far the camera zoomed in and the layout of the levels reminds me of Rayman.
Oh yeah, and actually, if I remember correctly, poor waterlogged lemming. But anyway, I do remember there was also one stage that also tries to do some fancy smancy 3D effect where the levels the levels layered under three tiers, and to get to one tier to another, you have to cross a bridge, and they practice. It's kind of like you go, shit. The bridges are practice.
I can see some 3D. I can see some 3D on the parapets back there or whatever. The castle.
Oh yeah, the towers.
walls.
But those are 3D models. But I also the bridges. Like they go from north to south, and you basically you see Lomax just going forward or backward through the foreground or background or whatever, and that's how you move through from tier to tier. It was something else for its time.
Oh yeah.
It's just it's just a darn shame that the game didn't really take off as well as we'd hoped.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there could have been more. I feel like a Lemmings RPG would have worked more.
A Lemmings RPG would actually be rather interesting.
I just feel like I honestly will say I feel like it would lend itself more to an RPG than it would a platformer or an action platformer at that.
Well, not to say that Lomax is bad for what it tried to do. It's just that I guess another reason why it didn't sell all that well is because this was around the time when mascot platformers were grossly oversaturated.
That's also true, I guess.
I mean, let's not forget Radical Rex.
These are Radical Rex.
That was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I still can't believe that was actually made by the same people that made Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics.
Well, that speaks miles
Yeah,
about its quality.
It's called being paid by commission. Yeah.
At the very least, it was an original property, so they had a little more leeway with that than they did Tom and Jerry. Ah, shit.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Jeez.
Cheap is ruthless, following you to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, you thought the water was bad enough, but you have those goddamn porky puffers in the waters. Fucking sucks. Oh yeah, ow!
Well then.
He literally exploded with gusto.
Yeah, you're saying about the soundtrack?
it's a well, shit. That was.
wait.
I do like the soundtrack here. In fact, they do go for a small handful of genres to it as well. Like I know, like later on, you actually go through a Western world and it plays exactly as it should.
This music right now is kind of remind me a little bit of a stall.
I can sort of hear it, though. I will admit, I wish a stall was this freaking how should I put this? Energetic.
Fluid.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I like some of the songs from Estall, but I will admit that I think I find a little more to enjoy with Lomax than I do with Estall. That being said, I do think Estall is a much better game in terms of its overall aesthetic. Not to say that this is bad. I mean, look at Lomax here. Look how fluid he is.
Oh yeah, you use your grab helmet to grab up. Yeah, the boomerang thing. I feel like I remember playing this game a long time ago. So, are there like boss battles or anything like that, or just?
Oh no!
Oh gosh.
No. That.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that was a rather grisly death. But no, there are boss battles in this game. Unfortunately, we kind of run out of time, so I can't really show any of them off.
Well, time to say goodbye.
Say goodbye to our friend Lomax as he jumps back into the realm of obscurity. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the adventures of Lomax for the PS1. Unfortunately, this game did not get a re-release on the PSN, so you'll have to look for a physical copy online. But it actually isn't that expensive, so you're likely to find it if you liked what you saw. On that note, I'm JamesmanXtreme.
I'm Lucky Jack 20.
And I exist.
Yeah, I was about to say, and Steve was here just
Yay.
thinking, why the hell was I here again?
Contractual obligations.
Sorry.
Till next time, everybody.
See ya.